Them sorcerers from the caravan.
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no point working.
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Hell with them. I need those reports, Captain.
Right away.
The Meister's back! The Meister's back! She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red-cloaked baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man, God or even reptile can provide. However, we must soldier on. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, they quickly evaporate on her scales. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. Quite. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. It really is quite simple. In the corner there's a painting. Remove it and push the button behind it. Then we may move on to the vault. The combination to the vault is 15R 34L, 23R 35R, 9R 16L, 33L 45R, 51L 1L. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the...
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? You would trade every soul in Rivellon for the sake of knowledge. You would make a ferocious librarian. No, becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the race. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use his power for anything else. When you become the divine, there is no more self.
For just a moment, her eyes soften as she looked.
It is no small thing to ask, but it is your duty. Without a new divine, Rivellon will die. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch Divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then, well, not inhale the smoke, but whatever the skeletal equivalent is. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, itchy bones, or a dire sense of existential dread. They are all perfectly normal, although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Once, although not by a god woken. My assistant did not believe that one had to be chosen by a god to become divine.
She waves a bandaged hand absent-mindedly, wincing slightly.
A headstrong and thoughtless girl, but the experience was... was quite educational. From observing her, I gather that the ritual involves inhaling the smoke, a lot of screaming, and a rather sudden death. Well, certainly. It is not my place to police the stupidity of others. I have to admit I was curious. Imagine if it had been a success. Why, then anyone could have ascended. Even I... Alas, success was beyond her reach. Quite fascinating to watch, though. I've never seen a body burn from the inside out before. And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source in the fountain. Are you simple?
As the smoke swirls about your skull, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul.
This is the deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of this eerie, starless landscape, you spot a figure you could only describe as you. Another. It looks haggard and weak, its voice merely a feeble echo of your own.
Thane! My child. Come. Come closer. Let us be revealed. No beast, no monster. Merely an illusion to be dispelled.
The apparition clasps your face in shaking skeletal hands, and you feel a tingle run through your bones. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color before fading back to their accustomed spectrum.
Time to open the eyes you lost so long ago. To see the world as you once did. Speak the spell. And see. Please, speak the spell.
God is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Amadia in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you, Vane? Your sister, your guardian. You were my hero once. You must be so again. Your kindred soul was my last refuge, my last bastion. From here I can aid you, but only if you grant me one small kindness.
Amadia stretches out and nourishes herself from a source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself as it drains away.
Ah, yes. That is better. That is so much better. Truly, dying does not become a god. The forces of the king are hunting us down, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We are battling for our very survival, and I doubt you would have us lose, Vane. Should we perish, we will be cast into oblivion, and I dare not dream what he will do to you. In a manner of speaking. But let that be a motivator, not a cause for concern. You must realize, dear one, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I. United, we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we are to survive the onslaught of the king and his void minions, you must remember what you have forgotten. We must become vastly more powerful. And once you are strong enough, we must travel to the Well of Ascension. There, you will become even more powerful. It is a lake, a pool of pure source, containing half the powers of each of the gods. We gave those powers up freely to create the first divine, a mortal we infused with our united strength. To bathe in the lake is to become the divine. But you, Fane, you could be so much more, and that is why you must be the first to reach it, no matter what the cost. You are no mere mortal. You are one of us. You could become the eternal divine. The void has never been this strong. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in its powers, but to take them, all of them. Even all those powers will barely be enough to defeat the king. It is simplicity itself. They will bow to you, or be undone. Of course, the others are saying the same to their mortal God-woken as we speak. But there can be only one. So make no mistake, dear Fane. The road to divinity may well mean the blood of those 6 traitors staining your ivory hands. But do not let that dismay you. You will save these mortals. You will save this world. You will save me, the last of your true kin. And you will become a god. Dearest heart, you cannot tell me you look about this world and see an eternal realm. It is far too crude. The others have picked up the taint of their mortal pets and contaminated this world accordingly. You and I are the last Eternals, Fane. That is why it will be us. That is why it must be us. They will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable to you being at theirs, wouldn't you agree? So fret not, but revel in the promise of the lake. I will lead you there when you are ready, when you have remastered the source and once again speak the language of creation. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source as you once did, and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolls and echoes.
You flatter me, dear child. But if all I had to do was give, you would have received long ago. We are I now. I shall teach you the spells you need to remember soon, but not before you relearn how to channel the source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek these masters of the source. You must make them teach you, so that you can regain your full power. They may be nothing but mortals, but like all mortals, they have their uses. Return to Rivellon, seek them out, and force these masters to share the knowledge they have gleaned. Once you have, return to me here. Alas, I am no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the links that will expand the bounds of your soul, those are connections I cannot make for you. You had forgotten how to view the world, my child. This will make you understand that for us, there is precious little difference between the living and the dead. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor trance. Your vision has been restored, giving you the power to see spirits, the souls of dead mortals made manifest in Source. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger. Good luck, dear Fane. Make me proud.
A man's spirit stands before you, clad in scholarly dress. When your eyes meet, he staggers back, terrified.
Who has taken my books? My notes? They were here just a moment ago. Sweet Almadia, why do you test your chronicler so, haunting me with spirits? Am I cursed? Has the goddess turned her back on me?
The chronicler shudders, looking sick to his stomach.
Again. This again. I sleep, then I wake, and another piece of the world is gone. When we were in Reaper's Eye, when I saw those tomes and scrolls, I was myself. But the vision always fades. I'm just a remnant of the Empress's ambition. Why can't I escape? Why is there never a way out? Me? I archived Rivellon's history. I used ink to a lizard empress sought my services. She needed an ancient design restored from a damaged text. She told me the design was brilliant. When the armor was forged, the empress showed it to me, and she trapped me inside. Consumed me. If it wasn't for me, the armor wouldn't exist at all. This is my fault. If I knew the way, I'd shout until every god heard me. But I have no idea. I simply want this to end.
The chronicler puts his head in his hands, collapsing in silent defeat.
Go now, my darling Faye.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hold your head in your hands, rubbing what's left of your...
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? Indeed not. And ever more difficult when you've been purged. I was a master of source once, but no longer. The river of my source has been damned. My link to the font from which it flows, severed. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. These are the kinds of creatures that grew bored pulling the legs from spiders and so moved on to people. Fun is not the word I would choose. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter what is asked of you.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon, please. Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters, on finding the secrets to divinity. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time, and I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just keep your eye sockets peeled. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding in these lands.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts...
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
The Meister sits slumped in her chair.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? Of course. My supply has rather gone up in smoke. You can find more in the cloister woods to the northwest of Driftwood. Hardly a charming place, but it grows nowhere else. The Magisters kept records of each and every source. Break into the Magisters' barracks, find their records, and seek out masters of the source. Remember, these are dangerous creatures.
The spirit of an elegant elven...
You can see me. A god woken in my presence.
The spirit looks at you regret...
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special.
Blessings of the divine upon you, good sir. My husband and I were just sitting down for a picnic under the sun. We haven't much to offer, but would you care to join us? Nonsense, come. Sit. There you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to Arks like we are? Nicholas and I wouldn't miss Lucian's Day for the world. Oh, but you must visit the cathedral, please do. The more pilgrims pray for his return. So come, Let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey.
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with Glory and her husband Nicholas.
Bellwether, I need those reports, Captain.
Let it be known henceforth to each and every subject here and everywhere that, in the absence of our beloved Alexander, Bishop Divine, slain with malice and injustice by foul sword, as were let fly by the perfidious lizards of the ancient empire, with the aid and abettancy of the treacherous dwarven kingdom, the Divine Order of Lucian is now led by his son's most trusted intimate and advisor, Dallis, Hammer of the Divine, Saviour of the Sorcerers, and new deliverer of the peoples of Rivellon. The Hammer shall take counsel from her most trusted advisors. Hail to the Hammer, 7 times blessed.
Dallis leads the order. Lucian will be rolling in his grave.
The dead don't care. It's the living who should be fearful.
I'm watching you, stranger.
Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a better posting. Bellwether, I need those reports.
Of course, sir.
Captain.
Right away.
The Magister startles, realizing there's a stranger in.
What do you want? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Are you deaf? Your business here, now. Well, mind your bloody step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need any more distractions. Yes, a vile little tinkerer goes by the name of Higba. 3 of my Magisters have gone missing of late from right here in Driftwood. All signs are that Higba is responsible. Catching, killing, I don't care. There'll be gold for whoever puts an end to this rat. If you see anything, tell me or my men at once. Otherwise, keep the hell out of our way. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my time, then.
State your business to Magister Carver, or else get out.
Elson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more.
That's Magister business. Keep your nose out of it. Of course, sir. Right away.
Bellwether, I need those
State
reports.
your business to... Of course, sir. Right away.
Elson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some
Right
more.
away.
Bellwether, I need those reports, Captain.
Right away.
Head nodding drowsily, the Magister brings her voluminous sleeve up to her face. She sniffs loudly and suddenly jerks to attention, eyes red-rimmed with zeal, and something else.
They won't take me unawares. I'm ready for anything. See? I haven't stepped in... Well, I'm ready. That's what matters. Vigilance! Why, whoever's snatching Magisters off the street and disappearing them? 6 lost in a week. 6!
Waving you away, she cranes her neck to scan all around her, jaw clenched and eyes flickering.
Oh, great, a citizen. Can't you see I'm on a break here? What? Oh no. Go tell Magister Raymond or Magister Julian immediately. They'll raise the alert. Go. Again? Seriously? I'm on a break now, Yvette. You better not fall asleep on your watch again.
Calm down, Brianna. Carver's got his dossier on the sorcerers. Everything's falling into place. All I need to do is watch.
I'm on a break now, Yvette. You better not fall asleep on your watch again.
What's
that, Chief?
Brianna. Carver's got his dossier on the sorcerers. Everything's falling into place. All I need to do is...
Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a better posting. Nelson, my inkwell is
Of course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some more.
Right away.
Passionless, unblinking. The Magister turns to you with a scowl. He already seemed immensely displeased, and your interjection isn't improving his mood.
What? Who asked you? You're not even supposed to be down here. Keep out of it. We'd better move on from here.
The Magister turns.
What?
The Magister glances at you like...
Keep out of it. That's what I want to know. Stuck here with the new leadership ought to learn to respect its veterans. We're the ones who uphold the rule of law, not white ponches like Raymond and Jonathan.
A sly smile creeps across the Magister.
Aye, and sooner than you might think, if the rumours are true. Let's just say, there's other places where I'd be appreciated more than I am in Driftwood.
The Magister loses some of his bluster.
I ain't saying. It's a secret for loyal members of the Divine Order only. Who asked you? You're not even supposed to be down here. Keep out of it.
Focus!
The spirit keeps glancing back. A difficult task since...
How can I help? I don't have a choice. You're the one wearing those gauntlets, dragging me around this... I cannot do anything to prevent it. We are bound together. If I knew the way, I'd shout until every...
The chronicler puts his head in his hands. The spirit of an emaciated prisoner is staring down at his own...
Of all the stupid ways to go.
The spirit scowls at you.
I did nothing. Or I didn't do what they accused me of, at least. A miscarriage of justice is what this is. That's putting it bloody lightly. Nobody deserves to rot in a hole like this. Oh, it was a stupid bloody accident. I dosed myself with some poison to make it look like I was half dead. I figured they'd take me to see a healer, and I'd have a chance to escape. I must have taken too much of the stuff, though. Wound up fully dead instead of half dead. Those bastards haven't even... Best leave that secret for someone who needs it. You can stroll out of here whenever you like.
Good find.
Surrounded by his company. Deserve a better post. Nelson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some
Right away.
Bellwether, I need those reports, Captain. Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a better post. Nelson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some
Right away.
Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a better post. Bellwether, I need those reports, Captain.
Right away.
I don't come visit your tongue. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Noblemen for insubordination! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. While you're buying anything.
Bishop Alexander
I don't come visit your tongue. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as...
Tell me, you heard any news?
You're safe among
Nothing
friends.
good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hear ye! Hear ye!
Keeping it together, Reed.
Alexander was slain by
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
For insubordination!
Yes, of course.
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Cold and poison. Wide woken. God knows we'd stop those beasts. Cold steel it is. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprits still at large!
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. I don't come visit your town. Who will? Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprits still at large!
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere.
Hear ye! Hear ye!
Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Yes, of course.
I don't come visit your town.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprit still at large!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against
How you holding
the
up?
ancient empire!
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Hear ye! Bishop
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
The ancient empire!
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. They don't come visit the town. Who will?
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprit still at large!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire! Executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
You're safe among friends.
Nothing good.
Never forget it.
Woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes.
Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprit still at large!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it. Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Protect against Broadway.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprit still at large!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such
Keeping it
filth?
together, Bree.
I'm all right.
The kind that don't fancy starving much along with the rest of this town.
You're safe among friends.
It's all well
Never
and good for
forget.
you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you let that bit in sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Buy or sell capital. Good luck to you.
If I don't come visit you, Tund, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients and
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom.
Buying us capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Them sorcerers from the caravan. They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering. As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. But as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering. As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering. As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering. As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering. As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering.
You twist your head around as the Magisters haul you away. Your wife and 2 boys stand in the doorway. Help! Wendy cries out something to you. You tell yourself it was, "I love you," or "We'll wait for you." But the truth is, you didn't catch it.
That doesn't sound promising, does it?
Makes my bones itch.
The little boy lobs a stone across the river. It makes a long arc.
Oh, Ma! Are you all right? Huh? There was a fight. Some dwarves attacked some magisters, and there were sorcerers too, and they killed everyone. And my ma got 'em to chase her, and she went across the bridge, and then she raised the bridge, and she took... Not without Ma. Family doesn't just leave each other. If those things get to Ma, they can get to me. Are you going to help me? It isn't. Ma's in our house across the river. The bugs haven't gotten in yet. I know she's in. All you need's a way across. Ma lifted the bridge, but there's got to be another way, right? What should I do?
His gaze shoots to the ground. He grabs a small flat pebble and chucks...
I'll keep distracting him.
He performs a divine order salute.
Now go out. Oh! Ma, can you hear me? Ma, can you hear me? Looky here, bugs. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Looky here, bugs.
The winged stone figure reaches to... You no longer look without...
seen many days, many marvels. Come here. Fame, the things you've seen, the things you've done.
A great pounding suddenly erupts in your barren chest cavity, rattling your bones.
It is awful how she treats you. She asks so much and gives so little in return. You know who I am, Thane. I am the only one who cares. They will say otherwise. They always do, don't they? Don't play her game. Think of yourself. Rest here. The sun is golden. No one...
A sudden weariness washes over, bone deep and as irresistible as a strong current.
Don't fight it. This is how it's supposed to be. Sleep now. When you wake... I only wanted to give you rest, not pain. Now, I am sorry, Thane. True.
it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe.
Hackles raised, the dog barks at the sand built up beneath the building.
There's something not right, and that's wrong. It's under the house thing there, and it's bad. I can smell it. Not like this. This smells... Mama!
I don't care if we tear this place apart plank by plank. We will find him.
You can't just
You've
charge
been
it
warned, Barnes. Now,
The Magister turns and...
there's a sorcerer somewhere in this worm-ridden dump. Have you seen him? Grey cloak, grey beard, satchel of books. Lucian's teeth. Where is that? If you see anything suspicious, anything at all, report it immediately. He's a sorcerer dressed as a tinkerer. Our brothers started vanishing as soon as the tramp arrived in... He fled into this stinking shed, but we'll find him again. We'll have our justice.
The Magister looks at you for a long, hard moment. He seems angry, puzzled, and amused in equal...
We have all the evidence we need. There will be no... Now, I've got a cow...
Bugger off, I'm busy.
If you see so much as a rat's
Grisha's
hair out
still
of
the
place,
favourite.
you tell the Magisters.
If I bet against him, I
Then
think
we
we'll
can
be
get them out, and you can get back to work. Fish.
The dwarf peers at an...
Fascinating. Oh, my... I mean, no, what do you want? I'm gutting fish. What else? Nothing wrong with taking pride in your work.
The dwarf grimaces and points the tip of his knife at...
Whatever's wrong with these fish is causing a lot of hardship for a lot of folk. I want to figure out what's happening to them. See if there's anything that can be done. Ah, I see you appreciate learning. Maybe you'll be willing to help me. I need to study the effects of eating these fish, firsthand. I need a volunteer. No, I can't eat the fish. I need to properly observe its effects. And I can't do that if I'm indisposed. Do as I ask, and you'll be amply rewarded, I guarantee you. Wonderful. Now, there's 3 samples that I wish to learn more about. Care to chew?
The fish instantly churns your insides. You double over in pain. A sudden vivid sensation of floating in darkness assails you. There's something in there with you. Something. The dwarf suddenly drifts back into view, peering at you with...
How do you feel?
A stream of black bile suddenly erupts from your mouth and across the dwarf's boots. He doesn't even look displeased.
I see. Well, I'm sure it was nothing but a side effect of the fish. Speaking of which, I've learned a great deal from observing you. I owe you a great debt.
The dwarf puffs up his...
The fish is indeed malignant. Humans are affected by it in the same manner as other species. Ah, yes. Of course, the fish you ate is known as yellow ridgeback. Quite a cunning breed. Often used in concoctions to increase... Who is to say how such a creature might alter an alertness... Seek out somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes. Adding these, unique ridgebacks might make quite the impact. So, now my work must continue, as soon as I've got him My thanks once again, stranger. With your help, I might make a breakthrough yet. Well, I'm afraid I'm a humble sort. I wouldn't want to get mixed up with the sort of place that peddles these herb mixtures, but knowing Driftwood, you won't have to look too far. Well, let me see. The yellow ridgeback. Ah, yes, it's coming back to me now. Find somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes. Then add the ridgeback that I gave you. The effects of the new mixture could be quite interesting. My findings are very promising, but speed isn't a...
The dog sniffs the wood.
Something's wrong. It's something... I don't know, but there's something wrong, and it's underneath the floor. Be careful down there.
The dwarf reaches into a barrel. The innards fall to the floor, landing in a pool of dark bile. You'd expect fish to smell, but these reek.
You see the nose on my face, don't you? I bloody know it smells, and I don't care as long as it sells. And sell. But the boss has found a buyer for this lot. It's to be shipped off to Arks in the next wagon, if you'd believe it.
He runs his knife through another fish and flicks the blade, sending a shower of...
I'd say your guess is as good as mine. Except I got the sense not to ask any questions. Now why don't you march up?
The dwarf turns back to his work, slicing and disemboweling fish after fish, as the blood and black bile mix and swirl. Looking at the barrel, you see that someone has scrawled Black House on it in paint. You cast your eyes around to see that every barrel headed to Arks has the same inscription.
Here, leave them barrels alone. I told you to take a hike.
Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
You see a man, well-fed and wealthy, but stress has lined his face and narrowed his... He tries to ignore your presence.
See here, I'm very busy. The factory is crawling with magisters, and our shipments to Arx are held up. Time is money. Don't fish. This is a fish factory. I'm shipping fish to Arx. Now, please, there's the door. I suggest you use it. That's privileged information. I have a trade to protect.
He gives you a cool...
No, you're right. You lack the dashing good looks with which I, for one, was blessed. Now, good day to you. Feel free to let the door hit you on the way out. If any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, tell the magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
You, tell me, have you seen a man acting suspiciously near here? Grey cloak, grey beard, satchel slung over his shoulder. Watch your tongue. I'm after a wanted man, a tinkerer, but I could still find time to haul you into a cell. Well, if you do see anything out of place, report. That lunatic is not going to take another Magister. It'll be a pleasure to watch Magister Raymond purge him. I meant nothing. It's now, be on your damn way.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye.
What do you want? Nah, nice quiet spot for a dwarf to get some shut-eye. Cobwebs, I reckon. Maybe some spiders and silverfish, rats. Nothing you want. Unless you collect cobwebs, I guess. Wine all you want. I'm staying and you're leaving. And that's that.
Before you can ask more, the dwarf holds up her hands and closes her eyes.
You best get.
She rolls her eyes, but
it won't budge.
You best get.
She rolls her eyes.
right for a steak.
You can say that with the servant and Joe's mum is
An elf in tattered red robes.
So many suspects. So many potential culprits. I need to narrow down the list. Think you...
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot.
What? Why do you sneak up on me? Don't you know how dangerous that is, the way things are? Haven't you heard? My own Magister comrades are vanishing from right here in Driftwood. Whoever's behind it must be stopped. If you hear anything, come to me. 3 Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higba is behind it all, but they're wrong. I'm certain of it. That's what I'm intent on finding out. This tavern is full of scum and degenerates. The true culprit could... I have to keep investigating. Keep the pressure up. The culprit will make a mistake eventually. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. I served the Magisters for years with utter loyalty, but they banished all but humans from their ranks. I won't abandon them, though. They still need me. Civic pride, perhaps? The respect of those who safeguard your people? You don't know how lucky you are to be born a human. What? I serve with utter loyalty now and forever. Now get away from me and don't come back. This is going nowhere.
My friends, for Alexander the Innocent, killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. You have interrupted.
The bard clears his throat and gargles on his own saliva. He then returns...
Well, never you mind. Every sonnet I compose is a masterpiece. And wait, you might be just the stimulus I needed. I shall craft a rhyme for you and your race. All I ask in return is a handful of coins. It's an offer of a lifetime. Fame, notoriety, neither, or both? The thing about a good poem is that it wiggles into the ear. People think it's just a catchy rhyme, but it changes minds and hearts, for good and for ill. Oh, think you're special or something? Too good for my... Now move along, so...
If they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of.
That divine voice, that...
You're good with the Magisters caging anyone up that looks at them funny. Arguing with Mac is like giving medicine to the dead. He's as stubborn as a corpse and smells the part to boot. No wonder Papa Thrash gives him the stink any time he tries to go down.
Another sorcerer on the loose. I knew they should have cut off the Meister's head and burned it.
Keep your eyes peeled, would you? Ramos the Wanderer promised he'd be here.
He fixes you with a stare, looks you up and down, weighs you up, the cut of your cloth. Then a smile creases his face, a smile carefully constructed to look fresh.
Greetings, stranger. Looking to ease the pain of a decaying world? You're in the right place. Beers are ordered at the bar, but can I interest you in a nourishing bowl of stew?
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you.
I'm sorry, I mistook you for a different kind of person. My mistake. I shall return to serving me other customers, and I wish you a good, if boring... I'm sorry, it's not about the money. Really, you insult me now. This is about fellowship, about a shared worldview amongst devotees of strange and exhilarating experiences. Money...
A smile spreads across his face. He holds out his hand.
Now we're speaking the same language. So, let me ask you this. across the world who is renowned above all others for their exquisite love-making abilities. Well, I'm sure that in your own case that sentiment is almost true, my friend. The very best lovers are, whisper it, lizards. And for a barely significant sum of gold, I can introduce you to the greatest lizard lover. Well, this is what's available. Take it or leave it. And I suggest you take it. It's better to regret...
He holds out his hand. The money vanishes into his apron.
Now, let me ask you this. What flavour of stew do you prefer? Do you like the strong and meaty variety? Or do you prefer it delicate and fragrant, if you get me? Upstairs, on the second floor. Her name is Zara. Pleasure is her business. Enjoy the experience of a lifetime.
He gives you a mischievous grin, then dips his head in salute and turns away.
Ah, finally! Your colleague... I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Oh, pity. I've been trying to get a little something to eat all day. After all I've been through...
He lowers his gaze, then looks up at you, his lip tremble.
It's my mentor. My dear mentor. He was... No. Now here I sit. My closest companion's gone. Our precious cargo, worth more than Lucian's right ring, lost to the beast-infested, and the waiter won't even bring me any stew. Oh, then perhaps my luck has changed. Tell me, how are you in, well, Voidwoken? Ah, terrific news. Then my mentor, Liam, and I were hauling in a goodly number of fine wares from the Southlands. We made short work of Liam, may the gods rest his soul. I managed to escape, but my precious cargo was left behind. We'd invested our entire livelihood in those wares. I'll do anything to get them back. Very, very well, that's how. That cargo is worth more than a pretty penny, and I'll owe its retrieval to you and you alone. Now, give me your map. I'll show you just where to look. I doubt those beasts out there. I can't tell you how thoroughly you've made my day.
Not right now.
Stew is good, if you think of it.
Kill my sorcerers.
Not right now.
Throw them in the hole.
Get you something, friend.
Not right now.
The conclusion of a noble bloodline.
Get you something, friend.
The title most divine. We wait, we wonder and wonder.
Then you simply eat or drink or both.
May the seven usher us to paradise against all odds.
An elf sways on her chair, her eyes focused on the counter in front of her, where she has 6 glasses in a row. With the nails of 2 fingers, she's pressing red welts into her... She slides one of the drinks towards you, her head bobbling heavily on her neck as she nods at the spark.
Now there.
The drink has barely any effect on you, bar a coldness in your rib.
Nothing like a glass of the good stuff to smudge it.
She slides another glass of ale toward you. Its contents sparkle in the...
Bottoms up. Can you just...
Her gaze swivels...
Damien's dull knife. This place is horrible. Never mind. Another. What do you mean? These are changing time.
She raises a glass and glances...
The changing time. Ah. Oh, reckon that was. Wheel of the good stuff.
A prim woman in a starched apron.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
The soft lines of her face fold into a...
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. You and my Niles would get along. Nice to see an unfamiliar face. What brings you to Driftwood, darling?
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
Yes, that's my boy. Did you know him? Finest physician in all of Reaper's Coast. Top of his class. My, but it's been too long since I've seen him.
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating. Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating. Not right now. Get you something, friend. Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating. Right now. Get you something, friend. Not right now. Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating. Not right now. Menu simple. Eat or drink or roll.
You come into my house. You animal! Stay away from my bar, you hear? I can arrange to have that whacking serpent ripped.
Get you something, friend.